Hi, my name is Brandon McClure, and as we all know, holiday season is here. So this year, when you're going to your Halloween, Thanksgiving, or Christmas party, please don't grab a bag of pretzels to take with you just so you don't show up empty-handed. You can do better than that, and today we're going to talk about how. We're going to be making white chocolate dipped Oreo Pops the proper way, according to Easy Baked, as well as tips from my own personal experience. This will impress your guest or your host, as well as be really simple even to make in a dorm room with 4 simple steps. Forming your cookies, heating the chocolate, dipping, and lastly drying. Before we start the Oreo Pops, we're going to need to get all of our supplies together. So here's what you're going to need. Oreo cookies, white melting chocolate, either wax paper or foil, and microwave and candy supply sticks. Step 1 is forming your cookie. I would recommend either buying double stuffed Oreos or preparing to use 2 cookies per stick, because sometimes your stick doesn't fit in between the 2 chocolate cookie part properly. So to show you guys, I'm going to use both of them. We're going to gently peel apart each Oreo so that we don't rip the icing. And we're going to discard our non-icing halves and keep our icing halves. We're going to place one of our candy supply sticks about halfway up and then press them together. So if you can see, we have a lot of icing on both sides, and that's going to keep it intact. Okay, be careful not to press too hard or you'll snap your cookie. The reason that we use the sticks is because it's easier to eat and it's also easier to make, so you don't have to get your fingers in a chocolatey mess when we're about to dip them. So step number 2 is heating the chocolate. There are 2 ways to do this. The first way is on a stovetop in a double boiler, and the other way is in a microwave. But because we're college students and we love our microwaves, we're going to do it that way today. First off, you're going to take your chocolate. Be sure when you're at the store to get melting chocolate, like I used Meyer brand melting chocolate here. Another good brand is Almond Bark, but regular white chocolate chips don't work the same. So just know the difference when you're in the store. Once you unwrap it, it's going to look something like this. As you can see, it's already broken up to where it should be easier to break up into parts. But we're just making a few today. We're going to only use 2 squares. This much chocolate is only taking about a minute in the microwave. So after we put that in the microwave for a minute, it turns into this really liquid, you guys can see, with no lumps, no graininess. At this point, it's really easy to scorch the chocolate by overdoing it. Once you scorch it, it'll turn this grainy, lumpy, and you can't turn it back. So if you're not sure, always microwave less than more. Step number 3 is dipping, and you're going to want to do this while your chocolate is still warm and liquidy, because as it cools, it hardens up, and it'll be more likely that your cookie will break. Other ways to keep your cookie from coming unattached from the stick or breaking is that when you're dipping it, not to twist it or dunk it too hard. So the best way is to just gently tap one side, flip it over, and gently tap the other side, and then gently rock it back and forth across the rims until it's completely covered. Once you have it completely covered, make sure you get all the excess chocolate off. You can do this by gently, see what I'm doing here? Just by gently tapping it against the side. Because if you have excess chocolate when you're done, it'll form a puddle behind the cookie when you let it out to dry, and then you'll have a blob instead of a circle. We don't want that. We want pretty cookies. Step number 4 is drying, and when you dry, you want to lay your cookies down immediately on wax paper or on foil. I'm going to be using foil today. This is so that it doesn't stick to the surfaces as well, which would create a big mess and also make your cookies kind of ugly. So this should only take about 15 minutes, and if you're going to want to add sprinkles or any other decorations to your cookies, you're going to do this about 5 minutes in, so that it's not so wet it sinks and gets covered by the sprinkles, but it's still tacky enough to keep them sticking. So now that you have the ability to bring a snack to a holiday party that people are actually excited about eating, I hope you enjoyed the video today, and if you have any questions, feel free to email me.